Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Gadigal people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Amanda Bauer. It's Monday, March 20. In Squiz Kids Today, arresting world leaders, a chilly dive, why the world is Googling raccoon dog, and meet Happy, the Holstein calf. That's what's making news, kid style.
The lowdown.
The president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, and the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, dominated news headlines over the weekend because both of them are in legal hot water. Their cases are unconnected, so let's start with Vladimir Putin. The International Criminal Court, or ICC, has issued a warrant for his arrest. Based in a city called The Hague in the Netherlands, the ICC investigates crimes that are important to the international community, particularly crimes committed during wars. And the ICC says that Mr. Putin is personally responsible for certain crimes committed during Russia's war against Ukraine, which he started. The ICC has 123 member countries, but Russia is not one of them. So it's unlikely that Russian officials will be arresting Mr. Putin anytime soon and handing him over to The Hague. Meanwhile, Donald Trump used his favourite communication tool, social media, to announce that he expects to be arrested tomorrow in connection to an investigation into how his election campaign money was spent in the lead up to the 2016 presidential vote. If Mr. Trump is charged, it would be the first time in history that a former or sitting president was charged in a criminal case. And in what could become a very messy situation, Mr. Trump has called for mass protests if he's arrested. Making this legal hot water even murkier is the fact that Mr. Trump's lawyer says he's received no information about a possible arrest, and that his client's social media post was based on rumours in the media. So we have one president whom prosecutors want to arrest but probably can't, and one former president who's running to be president again, using the rumours of an arrest to try to fire up his supporters. What a complicated world we live in. Was it unseasonably hot where you live this weekend? Unseasonably means it's unusual for the season, and much of Australia sweltered this weekend, thanks to hot winds bringing dry conditions to our east coast. And of course, where there's wind and heat, there's often fire. Firefighters have worked incredibly hard all weekend to get fires under control in New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, and they've kept us safe. Thankfully, cooler temperatures are in sight. Phew.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Switzerland, where a man without a wetsuit has broken the record for the deepest free dive beneath a frozen lake. The water was between 1 and 4 degrees when David Wenkel dropped into a hole cut in the ice of Lake Sils, took a deep breath and went for it. It's a hot day here in Sydney, but I'm suddenly feeling very cold. 1 minute and 54 seconds later, David re-emerged, having made it down to a world record-breaking 52.1 metres on one breath. You'd better believe I put a video in your episode notes. It'll cool you right down.
Animal Kingdom.
This past weekend, curious people all over the world were hitting Google to learn more about a mysterious animal. That's because a team of researchers from the World Health Organization released data suggesting that the coronavirus, yeah, I am afraid we're still talking about it, might have spread to humans from something called raccoon dogs, which got people everywhere wondering, what is a raccoon dog? Well, it's a small member of the canid family, a group of animals that includes dingoes, wolves, foxes, and domestic dogs. What makes the raccoon dog special is that it climbs trees. My dog definitely can't do that. And it's the only canid that hibernates in winter. As the cold weather approaches, the raccoon dog's fur gets thicker and it packs on weight to keep it alive during that long winter sleep. As for the raccoon in its name, well, have a look at the cartoon robber mask markings on the dog's faces in the pictures in your episode notes, and I think you'll get it.
Believe it or not.
Speaking of markings on animals, when I saw a picture on social media yesterday of a cute white calf with black smiley face markings on its side, I was about to forward it on to all my friends and family, and then I thought, wait a second, Amanda, Squizzy the Newshound would want you to stop, think, and check. Which, it turns out, is exactly what the farmer who owns the calf thought too. He figured some of his farm workers must have painted black lines onto the coat of the calf, which was born last week, to create a perfect smiley face. But no, Happy, which is obviously the little fella's new name, really was born that way. You'll want to click on the link in your episode notes to see just how adorable little Happy is. His Victorian owners, who are in the business of breeding and then selling calves, have already decided to keep him to do two very important jobs: eat grass and put a smile on everyone's dial.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country is the International Criminal Court located? Bonus points if you can get the city too. You are a very careful listener if you got The Hague in the Netherlands. Question number 2. Raccoon dogs, wolves, foxes, and domestic dogs are all members of what biological family? That's right, the canid family. And question number 3. What is the name of the little calf born last week with the markings of a smiley face on his side? You've got it. He's Happy.
Shout outs.
It's March 20, which, speaking of happy, is the United Nations International Day of Happiness. Now there is a day I can get behind. This year's theme is Be Mindful, Be Grateful, Be Kind, which, when you think about it, are 3 pretty great principles for how to live your life. I'll put a link in your episode notes to some resources on how you might celebrate this special day. It's a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Isaac from Cannon Hill, Leo from North Wallaroo, Heidi from Camden, Harrison from Woongarra, Ethan and Claire from Bathurst, Charlotte from Banksia Park, Sky from Elwood, Shivam from Vermont South, Eva from Williamstown North, and Baram from Greystanes. Belated shout-outs go to William from Hornsby, Isabella from Sydney, Ray from Jindera, Alex and Eric from Narendra, Electra from Five Dock, and Issy from Brazil. And a whole lot of Monday love to these classrooms and their teachers. Year 5 and 6 with Ms Pride and Ms Golbsy at St Joseph's Catholic Primary School in Narendra. Year 6 and 7 at Susie's Homeschooling Hub in Heathridge. Love that alliteration, Homeschooling Hub in Heathridge. Years 4, 5 and 6 with Mrs Tully and Mr Tarry at Iona Public School in Woodville. Class 4C with Chloe at North Rocks Public School. And Class 3R with Mrs Rasker at Epping West Public School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you want a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. That's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent and happy day. Over and out.